All right, everybody. All right, here we go. It is about to be time for another episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before that, let's chat it up a little bit about tonight's episode. A lot of great things to come tonight, especially with Crown Jewel just around the corner. We are 1 week away from being in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for Crown Jewel once again. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another Hype the Commentator stream. I am Sam, aka Hype the Commentator. I will be, as usual, your special guest commentator for Friday Night SmackDown here on Twitch and on YouTube. If you aren't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, go check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@HypeTheCommentator. It does not pop up if you do not put the @HypeTheCommentator. So it's youtube.com/@HypeTheCommentator. Go check out the YouTube channel. I post single match commentary YouTube videos every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it, so go check that out. And of course, we're still, doing the thing on Twitch as well when I do stream. But when I'm not streaming and I'm unable to stream for a bit, there is so much content. There's like about 253 single match commentary videos over on the YouTube video for you to check out. There's all kinds of content for you to check out. There's shorts, there's old live streams. All of my old live streams since February are there, so there's all kinds of content for you guys to check out over there. Let's take a look at tonight. Give me 1 second. Let's get everything set. Sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. Let's go. I already actually know what's going on tonight. I don't know why I'm usually just go to WWE.com and pull up the preview so we can take a look at it before the show gets started. So it was last week on Raw where the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes invited the ring general Gunther to come face to face on Friday Night SmackDown. And well, it was actually last Friday. I am mistaken. Cody Rhodes had invited the ring general Gunther to come over to Friday Night SmackDown ahead of their big Crown Jewel Championship match, which will determine the inaugural Crown Jewel champion, where the SmackDown champion and the Raw champion, with the American Nightmare representing SmackDown as the undisputed WWE champion, Gunther representing Raw as the World Heavyweight champion. It is a champions versus champions match to determine the ultimate Crown Jewel champion. That is coming November 2nd, exclusively on Peacock in the States and on the WWE Network and Peacock everywhere else. And on Netflix, actually, everywhere else. So be on the lookout for that. That is coming up November 2nd. It is WWE's Crown Jewel Premium Live event, where we will see the American Nightmare and Gunther finally go one-on-one. But before that, they're going to come face-to-face tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to see how these two interact. We've already kind of got an idea of how these two interact with each other a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. We kind of have a feel that these two do have the utmost respect for each other. Gunther actually gave Cody Rhodes some praise for, carrying the business into a boom period and giving Cody Rhodes credit for being a fighting champion, for traveling up and down the roads, for taking the tough path, to taking on the John Cena path, to put it in Cody Rhodes' words, taking the John Cena schedule. And that's saying a lot from a man who's disrespected, who's had a lot of disrespectful things to say about opponent after opponent. But this is a different opponent for Gunther. Gunther is facing the face of the company. The world champion is facing the undisputed champion. And you can't deny what it took for the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, to win the championship. So we'll see how that plays out before they go face-to-face at Crown Jewel. And for the number one contendership, the Motor City Machine Guns, in their second match on Friday Night SmackDown, are already competing for an opportunity to challenge for tag team gold. That's just a test of what a lot of us already knew about such an incredible tag team that paved the way for tag teams today, that created a style that it can only ever just be replicated. It can be mimicked but never replicated. It'll never be the same as what the Motor City Machine Guns can do inside the squared circle. But the Motor City Machine Guns are battling Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano DIY. So it was last week on Friday Night SmackDown where the Motor City Machine Guns would beat A-Town Down Under and Los Garza of Legado del Fantasma to advance to this match here tonight. And then it would be DIY who would get the victory over the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly in a controversial finish, at least in the eyes of the Street Profits. But it was referee Jessica Carr who made the right call, only counting the cover for the legal team. It was Montez Ford who thought he had the cover on Elton Prince. But meanwhile, it was a whole predicament. But nonetheless, we saw the frustration expressed by the Street Profits. But it's DIY who have their shot to once again reclaim gold. But the thing is, they are going to have to get through a red hot, fresh Motor City Machine Guns who are fresh to the WWE. That is no easy task. That is easier said than done for Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. And then it is Game 7. Imagine that. Game 7 of Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes in their heated feud. And honestly, who better to be a special guest referee than the man whose game it actually is? I'm talking about the United States champion, L.A. Knight. And the thing about it is L.A. Knight didn't even want to be a part of this. He doesn't have to worry about either of these two. He even said specifically last Friday on SmackDown, if these two think that, to put it in 2 words, to summarize basically what LA Knight said is last Friday on SmackDown, it's not about competing for a shot at the United States Championship. It's about settling the score. So they better think twice if they think they're going to try and mess with LA Knight. Those essentially were to sum up the words of the megastar, the United States champion, LA Knight. We're going to see who's going to take home all the marbles. And it was SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis who actually came up with the idea to have a special guest referee. And LA Knight agreed to it, but I'm not sure that he was obviously expressed his not fully being interested in being involved in this matter, because even though Andrade and Carmelo Hayes won another shot at the United States Championship, LA Knight feels it has nothing to do with him. He's already defeated both of these competitors in a United States Championship match. So at this point, it really doesn't concern him. These two are almost just competing. These two are competing against each other in a bit of a grudge match in hopes that eventually they can work their way back to a United States Championship. But it's almost like they're colliding, they're clashing. They're trying to figure out, trying to get through each other, trying to get the step, a leg over the other to get to the next level, to just finally be able to move on, to move forward, to work towards competing for a championship. Whether that's LA Knight, whether that's Cody Rhodes, whoever it may be. But it seems they're more likely to get their eyes on LA Knight, with LA Knight being involved in the mix of this as the special guest referee. And you got to wonder what role LA Knight will play in this match. I mean, he did even say, to put it, into words, he really is like, I don't really care about this match. I'm going to call this right down the middle. I don't care about it. I don't like either of you, to put it into terms. He just straight up about it. I don't like either of you, so I'm going to call this right down the middle. I mean, there's no other way to put it. So that is what is already scheduled for Friday Night SmackDown. And that's a lot. I mean, we got two big matches. We've got a huge face-off. You got to wonder what's in store for the Bloodline tonight after what we saw this past Monday, with the Bloodline costing main event Jey Uso his Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker reclaiming his Intercontinental Championship from main event Jey Uso. So we'll see where we go with that from there. But with 3 minutes left, it is just about time for Friday Night SmackDown. 3 minutes to go until we hit the 8 o'clock hour. There's so much to come tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. What is going to happen with the OTC Roman Reigns, with Jimmy Uso? Are they kind of going to convince Jey Uso, or is it, you got to wonder, is Jey Uso going to... Obviously, Jey Uso is now going to have his own issues with the Bloodline now that they've brought him back into the mix, almost forcing him to get back into the family matter, in a way, by costing him his Intercontinental Championship. Jey Uso was all fine on his own. And you also got to wonder, was that trip to Friday Night SmackDown last Friday the right call? Was it the right call to even show up? He didn't have to show up to deal with Sol, to talk to Sol Sikoa, or get in the face of Jacob Fatu. That was on him. That was his decision. And it came back to bite him because Solo Sikoa wasn't bothering him up until that point. Solo Sikoa didn't really care. Solo Sikoa was just taking out everything on Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso because at the time he knew that Jey Uso wasn't going to do anything about it. Jey Uso was not going to get involved at all. And Jey Uso decided to come back to SmackDown for a quick little trip in South Carolina, Columbia, last Friday. And, well, didn't work out too well for main event Jey Uso, losing his Intercontinental Championship this past Monday. We are just 1 minute away. We're less than 1 minute away, actually, that is, from Friday Night SmackDown. Again, I want to thank all of you for joining me. I hope the audio sounds good. It seems it's popping up okay. We are just under a minute away from Friday Night SmackDown. We've got great stuff coming up. I'm sure there's going to be something with the Bloodline. We've got Rhodes and Gunther. We've got Game 7 of Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes with LA Knight as the special guest referee. And we've got a number 1 contenders match for the World Tag Team Championships, for the WWE Tag Team Championships, between the new tag team, the new hottest tag team on SmackDown. Well, not the new hottest, the newest addition to Friday Night SmackDown, if you will, with the Motor City Machine Guns, one of the most decorated tag teams in professional wrestling history. They've literally shaped the style of modern tag team wrestling. What people try to replicate is what they created, what they are the innovators of. And they are going to face DIY, who are looking to reclaim gold. And now it's time to get started with a little bit of Friday Night SmackDown. It is 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the extravagant, elegant Crown Jewel Championship that is being carried in by security guards. It is just encrusted in diamonds when the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and this man, Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General, the World Champion, who was over on Monday Night Raw, will come face to face with the undisputed WWE Champion. This man right here, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. It was last Friday on SmackDown that Cody Rhodes invited Gunther to come face to face here tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. And also WWE's newest tag team, the Motor City Machine Guns, have their eyes set on DIY as they compete in a WWE Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. And there they are, the former tag team champions in Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, losing the titles back on the SmackDown before SummerSlam to the Bloodline. That's coming up later tonight on SmackDown. But there is somebody who has got a lot on his mind, a pissed off Apex Predator, a pissed off Viper who was ambushed by Kevin Owens. And now Randy Orton wants to get his hands on Kevin Owens, but was denied a match last Friday on SmackDown. Randy Orton confronting Chief Content Officer Triple H as he makes his way to the ring. He did say last week, I guess I'll have to go to the man that makes the match, that makes the matches. He'll have to, because Nick Aldis couldn't give Randy Orton the match that he wanted against Kevin Owens because it was from up above, as General Manager Adam Pearce, or General Manager Nick Aldis would put it. And that's pretty much what that seemed to be from Randy Orton going to the man above, a man that Randy Orton knows very well, the game Triple H. But it was a few weeks ago where Kevin Owens would ambush Randy Orton and would force Kevin Owens to be put out of action. Kevin Owens has been kept at home from WWE for his actions at Bad Blood, and then trying to appear on SmackDown just to then would attack Randy Orton to make matters worse.
I've been doing everything I can to get my hands on Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel, but for some reason, Kevin Owens, thank you, by the way, Brooklyn, for some reason, Kevin Owens is off limits. Last week, I asked Nick Aldis for a match with Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel. And what did Nick Aldis say? Oh, that's above my pay grade, brother. So, I think I know who I need to talk to. Who I need to talk to is back there, Triple H. Please, sir, come on down. Because if I didn't know any better, I would swear to God that I thought you were protecting Kevin Owens from me.
And here he is. That man has a lot on his plate. Now he's got to deal with this situation. The Chief Content Officer, the game Triple H, had to get up from his desk. He's the boss. He runs the show. And now he is the man that Randy Orton has requested because Nick Aldis said it was coming from up above. And here is the man that has made the decision from up above.
I would have preferred not to do this out here, Randy, but since you can never seem to show up to work on time, which we can talk about later, I guess we'll do this now. Listen, I think everybody in this building knows you're protecting Kevin Owens from me. You know it, I know it, they know it, Kevin knows it. I am not protecting anyone, Randy. What I am trying to do is do my job. Listen, you got a soft spot for the guy, I get it. He used to be likable. Hell, I used chance to like him, but you were protecting Kevin Owens. Just admit it, H.
I am not. Randy, the match is not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Because you're protecting Kevin Owens.
It's not going to happen.
Because you're protecting Kevin Owens. Just admit it.
It is not going to happen.
Because you are protecting Kevin Owens. Just admit it. Just admit it, H. Then we'd be cool and I'll do what I got to do. But man.
I am not protecting Kevin Owens. I am trying to protect you. Look, I've known you since the day you walked in here. I've known Kevin Owens since the day he walked in here. Kevin wanted to be called a prize fighter when he walked in here because it was only about business, and that was true, right? He has never had a friend in this business. No matter what he has said, no matter what he has been around, everybody that he was ever near, it was just as long as he could take it where they weren't in his way, because the second they were in his way, he took them down. He never thought twice about it. It was all about business, and you know what that's like. You do. But for the first time ever, and I don't know why, he let his guard down. He trusted you, and he trusted Cody Rhodes. He trusted both of you. He let his guard down. I don't know if he sees the good person that he wants to be in Cody Rhodes, and he sees the miserable prick in you that he doesn't want to be. I don't know. But whatever it is, he likes you guys. He trusted you. And in his mind, Randy, you guys, for the first time ever, turned on him. And I am telling you, when I spoke to him afterwards, there is something disconnected in him. Something different in his eyes. He is not the same Kevin Owens. And quite frankly, I don't want to put him in the ring with you.
So you're protecting me.
Randy, take this with all due respect. You just came back after 18 months on the shelf. You didn't tear your ACL. You didn't blow your shoulder out. You had steel rods put in your back, right? They told you were never going to wrestle again. But yet here you are, and I just got you back. And buddy, I don't want to see you go back on that shelf. No. You listen to me. I don't want to see you go back on that shelf, maybe permanently. You understand what I'm saying?
So, Hunter, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And I need you to stop all this right there. I didn't ask Paul Levesque to come out to this ring. I didn't ask the COO of a multi-billion-dollar company wearing a suit, sans the tie, to come out to this ring. I wanted the cerebral assassin, the game, the guy that wore a leather jacket to the ring and brought a sledgehammer everywhere he went. A guy who went to my home and knocked down my front door with a sledgehammer, threw me out my own dining room window, and proceeded to beat the hell out of me, out of my miserable prick ass, right there on my own front lawn. That's who I want in the middle of this ring right now to hear me out, because what would you do if you were in my shoes? What would you do? You wouldn't sit back and let it slide. Listen, this isn't the old Randy Orton being impulsive. This is me talking to you man to man. I know what's at stake regarding my health and my career more than anybody. Just like more than anybody, you know what it's like to have all of this taken away from you like that. If you were in my shoes, you wouldn't just sit back and let it slide. If you were in my shoes, you would do what you have always done, what we have always done, and that is handle our business the only way we know how, right in the middle of this ring. Give me Owens at Crown Jewel. Please, I beg of you, Hunter.
I hope to God you all know what you're asking for. You want Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel? You got him. Randy, from this moment forward, I suggest you protect yourself at all times.
Well, Randy Orton got exactly what he wanted from the Chief Content Officer, Paul Triple H Levesque. He got exactly what he wanted from Triple H. But how wise is it for Randy Orton? Even Triple H had to say to Randy Orton, watch your back. And Triple H knows how skilled, how dangerous Randy Orton can be. But in this stage of Randy Orton's career, after being on the shelf for 18 months, you know, it's a be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. And that's exactly what Randy Orton is going to get, as it was made official by Triple H that 1 week from tomorrow in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, it will be Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. But let's talk about Game 7. Both of these superstars, instant classics. Then it was Andrade 2-1. Then it was 2-2. Then it was 3-2. And then it was 3-3 with Carmelo Hayes getting the last victory. Now with it being 3-3 apiece, we welcome you to Game 7. And really what it's about is they both want to be the United States champion. Here we go, Game 7. And speaking of the game, the man we know whose game it actually is, the special guest referee. Ironically, it's Game 7, and the man whose game it actually is, it's the megastar LA Knight, the United States champion, the special guest referee in Game 7 of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. We've got another match coming up between these two. A heated way to finish this off coming up next on Friday Night SmackDown. We are in New York City. Shop your team today. The New York Yankees. Or shop the LA Dodgers with the World Series starting. Get champion your team now at shopwwe.com. And now it's time for Game 7. Again, the United States champion LA Knight has already defeated both of these men in singles competition. Both of these men feel this match is the opportunity to earn themselves a future U.S. championship match. But LA Knight even said when he agreed to do this, that's not what this is about. I'm just doing this because because I was asked to by SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis. I don't like either of these people. In the words of LA Knight, I don't want to do this. I'm just doing it. That's why I'm going to call it right down the middle. I don't have favorites. I don't like either of them. And tonight, Friday Night SmackDown. SmackDown sponsored by the WWE Main Event Series action figures. Be in the main event with the new Main Event Series action figures. And the first 6 meetings between these two talk about raising the notch of what it means to compete at the top level in WWE, to prove why you're here on the big stage. These two have proved it week after week. And here comes Carmelo Hayes, who says he is him. Here, let's take a look at the summary of how this thing came about. With Andrade going 2-0 on Carmelo, then Carmelo tying it up 2-2, and then Game 5 won by Andrade, with the last match being won by Carmelo Hayes. And that was the last match was September 27th. Just about a month ago was their last competition, and now it is time for these two to go one-on-one for the final time. You know, with this match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, with LA Knight as the special guest referee, these two have got to have that thought in the back of their mind that perhaps maybe a future United States Championship match could potentially come out of this. Oh my! A back elbow right out of the gate on Hayes and a 2 count. That seemed like a pretty fair count by the megastar LA Knight. LA Knight, that's a first. LA Knight wearing his U.S. Championship belt around his waist while being the referee. It's almost like it's a sign to let them know, hey, I'm the champion, you guys are not. And both of these men in this match, former NXT champions. That's where both these men started here in the WWE. What a thunderous chop. And now it's Andrade bringing the fight to Carmelo Hayes. Andrade with that back elbow that started this match off in his favor. And LA Knight looking to separate this thing, forcing the rope break. And LA Knight's basically saying, you don't want a problem with me. And Carmelo Hayes just jumped over LA Knight to hit Andrade. And now it's LA Knight who started the count, trying to let Carmelo Hayes, he needs to get out of the corner. And Knight pushing Hayes out of the corner to force the rope break. LA Knight pointing that championship, letting him know, whose game it really is. Showing Hayes, I'm the U.S. champion. I'm also the referee as well. Went for the springboard, but Andrade pushing Carmelo Hayes over the top floor to the outside. Oh, And what is this? You can't go over the top rope now? And Andrade's like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyways. Up and over the official. Up and over LA Knight is Andrade, who takes out Carmelo Hayes on the outside on the floor. This Game 7 series continues. With 3 apiece between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, Andrade's got Hayes right where he wants him, but Hayes able to sidestep nobody home. And Andrade wanted those double knees to Carmelo Hayes in the corner, but Hayes now wanted a springboard. Alidolo, look at that. An inverted Spanish fly. It's not too often you see that. I don't even know who got the word. Let's take a look at this one more time. That's absolutely incredible athleticism from these two. Boom. Hayes going face first into the mat. But both ultimately crashed and burned. And we're at ground 0 with LA Knight making the count. Who's going to get back up to their feet first? Who's going to take control of this Game 7 series match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes? Carmelo Hayes was up to his feet for a little bit, but now these two are back up. Andrade goes to the ropes to pick up some momentum, but it's now Hayes. Hayes. Great move by Hayes. Takes down Andrade, and LA Knight makes the cover. But this time, Andrade able to kick out of two. Let's take a look at this one more time. Incredible athleticism being put on display by these two athletes. Who is going to take this one home? Who is going to win Game 7? And Carmelo Hayes trying to pick up Andrade. And Carmelo Hayes so agile. There's a reason they call that he calls himself him, that people call him him. That he says he is him. Uh-oh, this might be over. He might not be him if this connects. Oh! Destroyer! What a destroyer. Great counter by El Idolo. And now this time, once again, Andrade has Carmelo Hayes right where he wants him in the corner. We saw moments ago Andrade try to connect with the double knees and Carmelo Hayes sidestepped, but this time Carmelo Hayes eats all of the knees of Andrade as he goes for the cover. LA Knight makes the count. But Carmelo Hayes just pushed Andrade up and just landed on top of the United States champion, the special guest referee, LA Knight. And Hayes goes for the cover, but LA Knight doesn't see it. Hayes might have had Andrade defeated, and Hayes was about to hit LA Knight. I don't think. Oh, Andrade almost. Oh, but Hayes just kicked LA Knight. Uh-oh. And the eyes of Hayes said it all. There was no intent on hitting LA Knight, and you could see in the eyes of Hayes, who was in disbelief that he accidentally hit LA Knight, who's the special guest referee. And it was Andrade looking to go for three amigos, but instead countered. And a cutter by Hayes. This could be it, but LA Knight's nowhere to be found. LA Knight pulls Hayes out of the ring. And Hayes just got sent by LA Knight on the announce desk. Well, it doesn't seem like there's going to be much of a Game 7. LA Knight with a BFT to Andrade. Is somebody going to even ring this bell? Now there's a BFT for Carmelo Hayes. This thing turned sideways pretty quickly. LA Knight just rung the bell. LA Knight just said he's the winner of Game 7 because he's the United States champion, calling Andrade and Carmelo Hayes losers in the ring. But that still leaves a lot of unfinished business because both of these men are still tied at 3-3 apiece. And LA Knight saying, you're not even on my level. Now where do these two go from this? Well, the next match coming up on Friday Night SmackDown is sponsored by Main Event Series WWE Action Figures, and it's going to be Naomi and Candice LeRae. That's one-on-one, and it's coming up next on Friday Night SmackDown. We're back on Friday Night SmackDown. LA Knight thought it was his game. Well, look whose game it actually is. It's General Manager Nick Aldis' game, who just made a triple threat match with LA Knight defending his United States Championship against Hayes and Andrade. It happens. But now it's time to feel the glow on Friday Night SmackDown. Naomi has been building some momentum as of late with a victory over the champion Nia Jax. Naomi recently been doing some of the best work in her entire career, and she spent quite a bit of time in WWE before making her a hiatus and going on to other ventures. But now back, she's proved just how badly she wants to keep relevant in the game and find her way back on top, especially getting a victory over the women's champion, Nia Jax, who's been absolutely unstoppable since defeating Bayley at SummerSlam. And talk about it's time for the Poison Pixie. So Indy Hartwell in the corner of Candice LeRae. Last week, let's take a look at this. This tag team match. It was a suicide dive. It was supposed to be Tiffany Stratton, but Tiffany Stratton was out with the flu. Candice LeRae stepped up, and Indy Hartwell took out Bayley. And then we saw this springboard moonsault by LeRae, and it would be enough for the 1, 2, 3 on Bayley, which ultimately proved herself to Nia Jax. And that's why Nia Jax said, you know what, I want to put you in this situation where you can face a former women's champion in Naomi and take care of Nia Jax's business, almost putting Tiffany Stratton to the side. You got to wonder, with Tiffany's health problems now, where does Tiffany stand with Nia Jax at this point? Is Tiffany just going to be viewed extra as just a little bit of extra, weight? Just another person to Nia Jax? And Candice LeRae stepping up to the plate last week and a victory and a pinfall that shocked all of us. Candice LeRae, the women's speed champion, the inaugural speed champion at that as well, to add to note. And Naomi, a 2-time women's champion. LeRae, a former tag team champion, current speed champion. Naomi, a former tag team champion as well. And LeRae went for the cover on Naomi. And just pulling the hair back, again, goes for the cover. And again, not enough. It's going to take a bit more than that. And sliding, that's just the unique offense of Naomi coming into play, the unique skill set. Naomi, big leg drop 2. The Poison Pixie only able to get a 2 count on LeRae. And Candice LeRae gets sent into the turnbuckles. And now it's Naomi who's heading up to the top. And Naomi was making the climb to the top, but here is LeRae who charges towards Naomi, but face plants Naomi right into the ring apron. What a way to turn things around. Can the Poison Pixie seal the deal on a former 2-time women's champion in Naomi when we come back on SmackDown? Candice LeRae has been dominating Naomi throughout the commercial break. Right before we went to commercial break, we saw an absolute faceplant of Naomi on the ring apron, just getting a crash and burn caused by the Poison Pixie. And with the Poison Pixie, really elevating her career at this point. With being able to prove herself last week, pinning a major star in Bayley, pitting a former multi-time women's champion in Bayley. Talk about doing what you need to elevate yourself, and on top of that, being in good graces of the WWE Women's Champion, Nia Jax. But again, that vicious side of Candice LeRae pulling on Naomi's hair and sending her into the mat. And now LeRae stacks up Naomi for the cover. So going to after, and now just unleashing this just anger-fueled attack on Naomi. Look at the way that LeRae is stretching the neck. LeRae just had this good, positive personality for quite some time, and then realized, you know what? It's time to change the way I see things, because obviously that's not what's working for me. I need to try a different attitude. I need to have a different mindset. And sometimes that's what you need to do to get to where you want to be here in the WWE. That's what it takes. It takes a mindset change. Boom. Head first goes the Poison Pixie into the mat. And Indy Hartwell, you saw her facial expression or look of concern for her friend, the Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae. And now it's Naomi who's trying to get herself all hyped up as the crowd starts to rally behind Naomi. Naomi, beautiful drop kick, takes down LeRae. And here comes a series of drop kicks. Takes down LeRae again. And a spinning bulldog by Naomi. It might be a matter of time before the Poison Pixie feels the glow with a disaster kick. And pulls the leg back for the cover. Will it be enough? Hooked and pulled the leg back, but it was not enough to keep LeRae down for the 3. So now if you're LeRae, what do you do to get back in this? Now Naomi is starting to find her groove. I guess that's what you got to do. I guess I got my answer pretty quickly. Just like that, LeRae able to turn things around. Neck breaker on the second rope. And LeRae looking to pick up some speed. Went for a suicide dive, it appeared. But instead ate the boot of Naomi. And again, it's Indy Hartwell who gets involved. This time she sends Naomi into the ring post. And look who's here. Bayley taking out Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell did the same thing to Naomi that she did to Bayley last week, and Bayley wants retribution for her friend Naomi. Boom! Down goes LeRae, and Naomi gets the victory. Naomi gets the victory over LeRae. It would be Bayley to even up the odds towards the end of this thing, taking out Indy Hartwell, which would ultimately cause a distraction on Candice LeRae and allow Naomi to capitalize. At the exact right moment, Bayley came to make sure Naomi could pick up the victory. That right there is the beautiful, extravagant Crown Jewel Championship, and you can see the security guards. That's got to be multi-millions of dollars worth of diamonds on that championship. And coming up next on Friday Night SmackDown, the Undisputed Champion and the World Champion come face-to-face on Friday Night SmackDown. Go to Main Event Series Action Figures, the sponsor of Friday Night SmackDown. From John Cena's first match to his last year in WWE coming up next year, WrestleMania 41 will be John Cena's last WrestleMania. Get your tickets now. April 19th and April 20th, 2-day ticket combo on sale now. WWE.com/events, taking place at Allegiant Stadium. But back here tonight, we are in Brooklyn, and this is Friday Night SmackDown. We're here at the Barclays Center with over 12,000 WWE fans in attendance. We've had quite the night here in Brooklyn. Lin-Manuel Miranda, three-time Tony Award winner, creator of Hamilton, is in the house to witness Friday Night SmackDown up front and close. And now he gets a up-close look from the front row at this beautiful Crown Jewel Championship with the shiny, beautiful diamonds all over this championship. Cody Rhodes has a chance to make even more family history come Crown Jewel next Saturday. Special start time, 1 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it. Cody Rhodes would become the first member of the Rhodes family back at WrestleMania to win the WWE Championship, when he would end the historic reign of the OTC Roman Reigns. Oh, Gunther not wasting any time, interrupting the entrance of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Talk about confidence. The ring general Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, at 1 o'clock Eastern, will face the American Nightmare next Saturday to determine the first ever Crown Jewel champion. Gunther just shaking a Cody Rhodes fan who has got a Cody Rhodes mask and a jacket. Almost a mockery of the fan. And Gunther uses this ring as sacred grounds. Gunther has shown time and time again and expressed what the squared circle means to him, much like the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. This is sure to be a dream match, sure to be an unforgettable match between two of the very best in professional wrestling today.
So, Cody, what do you want to talk about, huh?
Well, I would say it's fairly obvious what I want to talk about. I asked you last week, you saw my invitation. I want to know why. Why you leave Crown Jewel as champion.
Well, let me interrupt you, Cody. Because obviously I'm here because you want to know my reason why. But let's talk about you a little bit first. First of all, I want to say it was totally unnecessary to mention your daughter last week. This has nothing to do with your daughter. This has everything to do with a champion versus champion match for the Crown Jewel Championship. So let's find out who the better champion out of us two is. Cody, you know what I don't understand? Every single time you drag the people closest to you into your business. So look at the things you've done. At WrestleMania, you fulfilled your story, and it's all for the legacy of Dusty Rhodes. You want to be the quarterback of this operation. You keep asking, give me that John Cena schedule, just to live up to somebody else's standards. You know what I think, Cody? I think you're doing all of this to make things a little bit more dramatic than they really are. I'm gonna be fully honest with you now. My reason why is myself. I am the greatest professional wrestler in this company right now. So my reason for all of this is live up to myself. So now, Cody, do me a favor. Imagine all of those people here wouldn't be in the building right now. It's just you and me, and you give me that honesty back. And I want to know, what is your real reason why, if there really is any?
For a man educated and so well dressed, double-breasted suit, nice OP on your wrist, I do have to admit that is the dumbest question that has ever been asked of me in a wrestling ring. You want to strip away the veneer, see what's behind the eye of Cody Rhodes. You're not the only one. But then you say, take everybody out of this, just you and I. Newsflash, brother, none of this exists without all of them. And you had the nerve, the gumption to take away their woe. I say we give it to you, Gunther. You guys want a woe? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. And dramatic. Have you seen my family? Have you seen my brother? You bet your ass I'm dramatic. They don't call them Cody crybabies for nothing. It's not like we say, hey, they're Cody badasses, although they could drop a man if they needed to. We are proud to be dramatic. We are proud to be a bit of a messy king. Question for you. Where were you yesterday? Day before that, I was there, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I was talking about WrestleMania 41. I was making the media rounds. I was doing everything that was asked of me, but you couldn't be bothered to get out of bed, could you? All that prestige, how well you look with a World Heavyweight Championship. You've got part of it down. The part you're missing is the giant responsibility that comes with it.
Cody, responsibility? Look at this. I am the workhorse champion of this company. I know everything about responsibility. Don't you think I get the same requests that you do? The difference is I just tell them no. Because I got the guts to say no. I got the guts to say no to the boss. I got the guts to say no to any media request, to any charity. I especially got the guts to say no to all of them. And you know what, Cody? The reason why you don't say no, the reason why you don't put yourself first, is if you stop being the servant of everybody else, your little story is over. And you know what that makes you? That makes you a gutless champion. And the gutless champion will always be secondary to me.
What do they say about you? Ring general? That it? You're a ring general because you're 6'4", 250 pounds, a ring general because you have been terrorizing the planet long before we called you Gunther. I don't see a general at all, though, because you command no one. You lead no one but yourself, and you want to mention guts? All I do, my whole career has been built on guts. The path less traveled has been made up with my own guts. You want to know what guts are? Guts is ending a civil discussion like this and taking the first shot. Oh, Cody Rhodes has had it up.
Cody Rhodes just had it off of Gunther, and Cody Rhodes with the first shot on the ring general. Cody Rhodes has just snapped. But Ludwig Kaiser here, Imperium's running man, attacking Cody from behind. Oh, what a shot. And a huge gut punch takes down Rhodes. Rhodes thought he was going to take the first shot on Gunther, and well, he did. But now it's a mugging of the American Nightmare. But Cody's got some friends of his own. A man that Gunther knows pretty well. Randy Orton. Randy Orton coming to the aid of Cody Rhodes. Getting little shades of what we saw at Bash in Berlin. With that little face-to-face between Randy Orton and Gunther. Randy Orton knows all about being the champion. Randy Orton, a 14-time world champion. 1 week from tomorrow, it's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the ring general Gunther to crown the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion. Special start time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. You won't want to miss it. Last week on Friday Night SmackDown, we saw this new powerful bloodline leave Roman Reigns and Jimmy like a pile of dirt. We're going to take a look at what happened last week. We come back. Friday Night SmackDown is live tonight from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, with over 12,000 WWE fans in the house. Let's take a look at what happened last week on Friday Night SmackDown with the Bloodline. It was the Intercontinental Championship rematch on Monday Night Raw between Braun Breaker and Jey Uso. Well, look who bought a ticket. Look who bought tickets. Solo saying, I'm here to help you win the match. And wanting nothing to do with Tongaloa and a super kick to Tama Tonga. And Solo took the bullet for Jey Uso. I mean, talk about showing allegiance. And then we'd see it like just a massive face-to-face between Fatu and Breaker. And then Jacob Fatu with a super kick. Samoan drop on the announce desk. And then one final massive spear from Braun Breaker to recapture the Intercontinental Championship for the second time in his career. First time winning it at SummerSlam, second time recapturing it on Monday Night Raw. I don't know why the champions are really excited about having to defend their title against multiple teams. They've got like a 20% chance of leaving as champions. And speaking of championships, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa DIY defeating the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly to be here tonight in this number one contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And their opponents winning their respective triple threat tag team match as well. These two are ready for action. They are ready to reclaim tag gold. The number one contenders match coming your way next when we come back live on SmackDown. Tonight, Friday Night Smackdown is in the City of Dreams in Brooklyn, New York. 12,000 plus in attendance here for Friday Night Smackdown at the Barclays Center. And next Friday, we're going to have our other Crown Jewel Championship face-to-face. The WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax, representing SmackDown, will come face-to-face with the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, who will be representing Monday Night Raw. And talk about a colossal, wow. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton team up just like good old days, taking on Imperium, Gunther, and Ludwig Kaiser. And also coming up next Friday will be a fatal four-way match. Bianca Belair versus Io Sky versus Piper Niven versus Lash Legend. And that's ahead of the big fatal four-way tag team match, with there being a 25% chance, though, that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will leave with their tag team championships. And SmackDown, sponsored by the WWE Main Event Series action figures. You can now compete in the main event. Now, with the new WWE Main Event Series action figures, the DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano await their opponents as they are set for action. The Motor City Machine Guns, one of the greatest tag teams in the last 20 years, have won tag championships all around the world. Last week, defeating A-Town Down Under and Angel and Berto Los Garza. Talking about how long, you heard how long they talked about how long and hard it was to get to this point, to get here. These two had one chance to make a good first impression, and well, they sure did it last week when they defeated A-Town Down Under and Los Garza. These two have innovated a style of tag team wrestling that has only ever been attempted to be that has been replicated by pretty much every tag team within the last 20 years. They've innovated a whole new style of tag team wrestling that you see today. And Shelley and Gargano first competing against each other back in 2006. So now these two finally going to face against each other once again, but this time it's on a big stage here in WWE. And back up to their feet. It's about who's going to get the upper hand. With this match, looking for the Gargano escape. And these two getting a feel for each other once again. Talk about a sign of respect. These two know each other so well. And now Ciampa wants to get in the ring with Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley on his own and both of these men on their own. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, both world champion athletes on their own. World champion professional wrestlers. And now bringing their expertise to the World Wrestling Entertainment. With Alex Shelley just being regarded as one of the very best. Alex Shelley's up there, much like Chris Sabin. And they work so well as a cohesive unit. But the thing is, so do classic tag team teamwork right there. But the thing is, as Sabin goes for the cover, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano work so well together as a tag team as well. So now you got to wonder, it all comes down to who wants it more and the experience. Both teams have great experience. And the Motor City Machine Guns, at one point, Alex Shelley had retired. Ironically, here in Brooklyn, they are chanting Motor City. Who would have thought Motor City would be chanted in Brooklyn, New York, as Gargano goes for the cover on Chris Sabin. Johnny Gargano wants to win back the tag titles. They want the rematch against the Bloodline. It was a heartbreaking loss for Johnny Gargano to lose the tag titles the night before SummerSlam in his hometown. It was a tough loss for Johnny and Tommaso. And, looking to refresh the tag team division is a big part of why the Motor City Machine Guns are here. They are looking to refresh and make tag team wrestling great again. And a back elbow to Tommaso. Chris Sabin gets out of harm's way. Now the tag made to Alex Shelley. Great teamwork once again. Would expect nothing less from the Motor City Machine Guns. Watch your back. Bang! What? Teamwork from... Looks a little bit familiar. Look at this. Gargano with a spear through the middle rope, taking out Sabin now with that slingshot spear. And now it's Tommaso Ciampa going after Alex Shelley on the outside. And these two are the legal men, as Ciampa with a mean streak just stomping a mud hole in Shelley. And now it's DIY celebrating. Will their celebration continue if they can win this when we come back on Friday Night SmackDown? Will it be DIY? Will it be the Motor City Machine Guns? Who is going to go on to face the Bloodline for the Tag Team Championships? Alex Shelley so close to making the tag to Chris Sabin, but Tommaso Ciampa making sure it doesn't happen. But a great hip toss, but Tommaso Ciampa with a smart decision to knock off Chris Sabin off the ring apron. And now it's Johnny Gargano who gets tagged in. Tag's made. Here comes Chris Sabin off the top. High cross body. Taken out. DIY. Can you imagine just being hot shotted this quick? You talk about being a hot tag team, a huge free agent tag team coming into the WWE, proving everybody right. And saying, you know what, screw you to all the doubters. I mean, when you got a tag team like the Motor City Machine Guns, there aren't that many doubters. We've seen there is video proof everywhere of what these two have been able to accomplish all over the world as a tag team, as singles competitors. And now this is their proving ground. If they can get through DIY, they'll go on to face the Bloodline and get right in a tag team gold as pretty much being, imagine this, their second week. Oh my, look at this. It's that innovative tag team offense. And down goes DIY for the cover. Alex Shelley, but Gargano able to kick out at 2. And Shelley thought that was it. They worked so well. Like, when was the last time you've seen a tag team in the last 15 years who have had the cohesiveness of the Motor City Machine Guns? And now it's Alex Shelley making the tag to Chris Sabin once again. Who better? They're keeping the fresh man in the match. Ow. And there's Ciampa playing dirty, pulling Shelley off the ring apron. Oh, what a spinning kick to the side of the head of Sabin. And now the tag has been made to Tommaso Ciampa. And now it's DIY looking to turn things around. Perhaps looking for a fairy tale ending. Super kick, fairy tale ending combination. Suicide dive taking out Alex Shelley. That was what a knee to Sabin. Sabin might be out. For the number 1 contenders for the tag titles. And Sabin able to get the shoulder up. And Tommaso Ciampa's eyes lit wide open in disbelief, thinking he and Johnny Gargano were about to earn themselves another shot to reclaim their tag team championships. Perhaps a double team coming. They're looking to meet in the middle, but instead Alex Shelley looking to pull Tommaso Ciampa out of the ring. And look at this. 1, 2. Oh, and a kick out by Sabin. Near fall. Jawbreaker to, I think a tooth just flew out of. Oh, Gargano just inadvertently took out his own partner. Oh, and a kick out by Gargano. Tag made. Again in the corner. Motor City Machine Guns. Right where they want them. Skull and Bones sends the Motor City Machine Guns to tag team gold as they are now your new number 1 contenders. Right into the main picture. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin continuing to prove themselves in their second week on Friday Night SmackDown can already call themselves the number 1 contenders. Inadvertent by Gargano accidentally super kicking Tommaso Ciampa. And then Skull and Bones to close this one out. Jessica Carr counting the 3, and Motor City Machine Guns are now having their eyes set on the Bloodline. They are in line for tag team gold. And now Tommaso Ciampa expressing his frustration a little bit there. Not very pleased. DIY was hoping to reclaim gold, but instead it is the Motor City Machine Guns who are continuing to pick up momentum. An impressive victory by the Motor City Machine Guns on Friday Night SmackDown. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. But speaking of the bloodline that I mentioned a few minutes ago, that's who these two have to face for the tag team titles. Solo and the Tongans and the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. Welcome to SmackDown. Welcome to WWE. Meet who's running the show on Friday Night SmackDown. The crowd here in Brooklyn letting Solo have it with the OTC chants. They want to see Roman Reigns. I don't know how wise this is for Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. I mean, I respect the heart of the Motor City Machine Guns, but we're about to have a WWE Tag Team Championship match right now here at the Barclays Center. I don't know how wise this is. What a matchup. Who would have thought a few years ago that we'd be seeing Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Alex Shelley, and Chris Sabin compete for WWE Tag Team Gold on Friday Night SmackDown. Tama Tonga, Tongaloa. This bout is official. It's underway. Shelley and Sabin, baseball slide. Never say die attitude from the Motor City Machine Guns, but now this is where the Bloodline take over. We are back live on Friday Night SmackDown. This impromptu WWE Tag Team Championship match that was originally going to happen down the line. Solo saying anytime, any place. Nick Aldis said because he knows the Motor City Machine Guns so well, he didn't even want to see this match happen tonight. He wanted Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin to have a fair shot at 100%, considering Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin just competed against DIY and literally just became number one contenders tonight, and now not wanting to back down, taking this opportunity tonight. Oh, nobody home. Tonga and Tama crash and burn into the mat. And here comes Solo up on the ring apron. Solo just arguing. Wait a minute. Who was in a black hoodie? Who other than Big Jimmy Uso is in the house. Super kick, Jacob Fatu. And from behind, it's Solo Sikoa. There's going to be all kinds of bloodline chaos. And Jimmy Uso is... Uh-oh. Is it? He's here? Is he actually here? I mean, that's the music of Roman Reigns. And he is the OTC. Is here. Roman Reigns is in Brooklyn. Roman Reigns, Superman punch, taking out Jacob Fatu. Reigns and Jimmy are here to take care of bloodline business. Trying to neutralize Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. We still have a WWE Tag Team Championship match going on. The Motor City Machine Guns are still wrestling the Tongans. Meanwhile, Jacob Fatu. I don't think the Motor City Machine Guns could have predicted any of this with Jimmy and Roman getting involved. And now it's Sabin and Tama Tonga who are going to go at it. It's for the Tag Team Championships. For the numbers game has subsided for the meantime. And a missile drop kick from Sabin takes out Tama Tonga. What a big turn of events. Oh, and the referee gets pushed into the way. That's Jason Ayers getting. And there's a spine buster by Tonga Loa. And now Tama Tonga barking orders. WWE is a different entity. This is the best of the best. Two of the best tag teams in WWE today. And of course, the Tongans going to bring steel chairs into the mix. Uh-oh. Oh. Super kick takes out Tonga Loa. I think we know damn well who that is. And Tonga Loa gets sent over the announce desk. I think we know who that is. Super kick. What a shot to the midsection. Repaying the favor for the bloodline, costing him the Intercontinental Championship. And a spear. Taking down Tama Tonga. And now the official reveal. It's main event Jey Uso. It's payback time. Look at this. They're about to do it. Skull and bones. Down goes Tama Tonga. Here's the cover. The Motor City Machine Guns have done it. They are WWE Tag Team Champions. $20 years all for this. I can't believe it. From becoming number one contenders just before this match to now tag team champions in the same night. And Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns, have knocked off the bloodline. The emotions are running wild for a tag team who deserves every bit of it. The Usos taking care of the bloodline, well, at least in their separate ways, that is, with Jimmy Tate coming in first, and then it would be the OTC Roman Reigns. And there went Jacob Fatu. Then went Solo, and then they fought off in the back. And then Tama would push referee Jason Ayers in the way. And then a spine buster by Tonga Loa. And then it would be Tonga Loa to grab chairs. But look who would come to save the day. The Old Elite Master arrived on SmackDown to take care of business and get his revenge for them costing him his Intercontinental Championship this past Monday on Raw. A steel chair to the back of Tama Tonga. A spear with the exclamation point. And then the official reveal that it is main event Jey Uso. And then to win their first tag team titles in WWE, Skull and Bones, Sabin pulling the leg back for the cover to make it official. And Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin have realized their dreams and hold WWE Tag Gold. Who would have thought in 2024 the Motor City Machine Guns would be WWE Tag Team Champions? Well deserved to Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, who have just changed the game for the tag team division in WWE. What a way to close out Friday Night SmackDown, with main event Jey Uso still standing in the ring. There's Jimmy, who walks back out. What does this mean? Oh! Jimmy and Jay hugging it out as Roman Reigns watches on. It seems the bloodline has a little bit of issues to worry about with the original bloodline. That was Friday night. What a turn of events on Friday Night SmackDown. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are tag team champions. A huge story, but the big story is Jimmy and Jay just hugged it out in the center of the ring. Roman Reigns watching on at the top of the entranceway. It seems the original bloodline is all coming back together, but the problem is they're still outnumbered. What's next? Who is next? All right. Well, that being said, that was Friday Night SmackDown. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. Again, as always, thank you guys for all the love and support. Y'all always killing it. Y'all always showing up, showing me all the love and support on YouTube, on Twitch. Y'all are killing it on tonight's YouTube video, by the way. I think, I'm trying to think of the words to say to, usually I'm very articulate in what I want to say and very, eloquently have words put together. I just want to say thank you. You guys already, first few hours, 37 views. I mean, obviously that's not much to big streamers, big YouTubers, but to me, I know what that means to me in comparison to other videos. What it means in the big scheme of things of my channel. I'm not worried about anybody else. I'm worried about this stream here on Twitch, here on YouTube, what I've been doing for the last few years, the mission I set out a few years ago to change the game for professional wrestling commentary by pushing my way through as a content creator to the big screen, to the main show. Whether it's WWE, whether it's AEW, whether it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, whether it's TNA, whether it's NXT, I'm ready for it. NXT, Raw, SmackDown, whatever it is, whether it's WWE, whatever it may be. Ultimately, I want to be World Wrestling Entertainment, but I'm ready for whatever. I want to be the very best like no one ever was. I'm sorry. I made a Pokemon reference. I am such a nerd. Anyways, thank you guys as always for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Tune into tomorrow's video at 6 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it. Let's give you guys a little bit of a teaser. What's coming out? What you guys have got coming out tomorrow? Triple H versus Randy Orton, a WWE title 3 stages of hell match from the Bash 2009 going out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then on Sunday, we've got Cyber Sunday 2008, Chris Jericho versus Batista with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee with the World Championship on the line. And then coming up on Monday is a big triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Kurt Angle, The Rock, and Triple H on the October 23rd, 2000 episode of Monday Night Raw. And then coming up on Tuesday, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose versus John Cena, No Mercy 2016 WWE Championship match. And then coming up on Wednesday, that was Tuesday with AJ Styles, Cena, and Ambrose. This is Wednesday, John Cena and Batista taking on King Booker and Finlay at Armageddon 2006. And I have more matches that need to be recorded. I already have a list for the next few days after that, but I have what's recorded is recorded through Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you all for the love and support. I will see you all hopefully on Monday for Monday Night Raw, depending on how things go. There are some things coming up. There's a lot changing in my life right now. I'm keeping it pretty secret right now until I'm ready to share. But with that being said, I'm going through, we all go through our tough times. And I like to make this a safe space. I like this to be what gives me life, what gives me energy, why I still breathe, because of this freaking dream that I have, a vision that nobody else can see for me. And I'm going to make it happen. Through injury, through falls, through faults, through all the mistakes, through all the ups and downs, through depression, through anxiety, whatever it is. I'm going to push through it. It's because I'm a winner. I don't have a choice. There is no plan B. This is it. Professional wrestling is it. Whether it's as a commentator, whether it's as a manager. I don't know about a wrestler. I think that door closed after this most recent concussion. I think that door closed. Plus, I know where my place is in wrestling, and it's either as a manager or it's as a commentator. And that's what I want to do. So, with that being said, enough of this Irish goodbye. I will see you all hopefully on Monday, but you'll definitely see me every day on YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern. New videos out daily. Thank you all for all the love and support, and I will see you all in the next one.